Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Akai and Hobby Talks. I'm Hobby, and I'm joined with Akai, who has finally come out of his freaking busy school life for this episode because he's been super busy. And
hello,
hope you guys are doing well. We both woke up like an hour before this podcast, so if you saw the workshop poster, I was like, oh, sleepy edition. No, this is like we woke up like an hour before. So
and it wasn't even like sleeping for me because I was aware that AHT is coming up, right?
Yeah. So were you doing the thing where you like fall asleep and then wake up and then fall asleep and check the time?
And then
oh my god.
The time interval was like 5 minutes each. You know what I mean? Like I sleep, wake up 5 minutes later.
Oh my god.
Fall asleep again. Yeah. Oh, that was bad. But yeah, I'm here.
That's cool. That's good.
I'm here if anything.
So am I. I'm glad.
Yeah, if anything. And I'm glad I still managed to find a good time on AHT. It's been really busy. Yeah. Hello guys again.
And yes, I am Taiwanese.
You should make it like very explicitly.
I should change my Twitter profile so it says Taiwanese metallic Comssa spinner now. Like it has to be very obvious. Very obvious.
Yeah, I'll put a flag or something.
Oh my god, I can't do that.
That's Twitter stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Represent.
You have to put in your profile like the flag like emoji, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, today we're talking about milestones.
Yes, milestones. It's pretty appropriate, honestly, because of the what's it called? I got into TRPS, right, and I got into UPSB CVs, and that was I was invited to them, but still, like, it shows that I made it, guys. I made it. But we'll talk about it a bit more later on as well.
And I also made it to the 10th year, right, in pen spinning. So October is officially my kind of like anniversary, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's cool. Wait, did we start at the same month then? Because I started also on October 2010, I believe.
Oh yeah, maybe. I don't.
So you start on the same month, but you're like 2011.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I kind of based on
that's because
when I created my YouTube channel. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. I based it off of when I made my forum account.
Forum account.
Or UPSB. Because it says like account created or something on this day or something. Your English is really good, and I thought you're not Taiwanese. I grew up in Canada, so. Like, I mean, I immigrated here when I was like 4 years old, so like, I don't really have much of an accent at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why it was hard to talk to some of the TWPS guys because my Mandarin is not that good. But I still talk in Mandarin to my parents and stuff. At home, I still use Mandarin, so it's not too bad. But you get broken. Like, I'm like, oh, you say this word, and you're like, oh, let me insert an English word because I don't know how to say this in Chinese, and you're just like, but it works out. It worked out. People there were nice, and we were able to talk. I only got to talk to them once because time zones are hard, and but it's fun. I'm glad I was able to like connect with those guys.
Is it good to talk in your native language?
Well, it's homey. It's homey feeling. Like it's what you feel when you talk in Viet to your community, I think, right? Because you talk about how you're more connected to like Vietnam and stuff like that because it's like a feeling of home, I guess, and you talk to your team there and like everyone there.
Also,
and I feel like
I came to the US like way later on, like
yeah, exactly. So you feel like way more, the culture there and all that stuff feels more ingrained in you than if you grew up here.
There's a stronger bond with maybe.
Yeah, Singlish, Chinglish, yeah, exactly.
Chinglish.
Chinglish. Singlish is the Singapore English
Yeah.
thing. Sorry.
That's who? Singapore.
That's Pixels and Wakas.
Yeah. There you go.
That's Pixels and Wakas.
Wakas.
Are there any Pennsylvania community from Canada? Yeah, there's a really small board back in the day that was like the Quebecois board, but I don't think anyone is on there. I think it's dead now. There's people from Canada in the community though, for sure. It's just that there's less because I don't know. You assume everyone's from Europe or United States, but there's a few Canadian people. Like for example, like Gary, I think is from Canada. I think Mustard is. Is Mustard? I think he might be actually. Yeah. There's some people around, so it's cool.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I feel like Canada is still pretty big, right?
Yeah, it is. But there's not like that many people, I think, compared to some places. I think the US has probably more people living in there than Canada. Right? I don't know the exact population number. I have a feeling that's like that.
Yeah, but I'm thinking in terms of the spinner by state, So it's like okay, each at least maybe like every 5 state we have a spinner or something. Maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, like I remember back in the day when it was a lot more popular. Like Pennsylvania was a lot more popular. Like 2012 during that time, I went to a gathering for the first time in my area. There were so many people there. It was like nowadays if you made a gathering, there would not be that many people at a gathering, at least in my area.
Yeah,
it would just be like Barron or something, like
we wouldn't call it a gathering.
Yeah, it's just like a meetup. It's just like hanging out with a friend,
or
basically.
mini gathering.
Yeah, it's not even a gathering. But I remember going to a gathering for the first time, and there were so many people there. And I was intimidated. I was like new, and I was like, oh, I'm scared. Didn't know how to talk to people. I was a teenager. I was like, oh, and there's a lot of people there, and I was like, wow, okay. And now it's not like that at all, but it was at least a good time. I'm glad I was able to at least experience that for at least like once, like have a lot of people there. I mean, there's some people in Australia. I think is the problem with Australia is like a huge place, right? So there's some people in Australia though. Whether there's Neonux, there's Isaac, there's Zephia.
What about Fraction? Right?
Yeah, Fraction as well, but he doesn't really spit as much anymore. I haven't seen him around in a while.
Makes sense.
Are you from Australia, Finnicat? Maybe that's why you're asking.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah, but I'd recommend if you ever get the opportunity to like meet up with Pennsylvania people, do it at least once. Even if you feel like you might not enjoy it, at least just do it once, To
get the taste of it, right?
Because, yeah, exactly. Because, like, how often will you get the opportunity to do that, It depends on, because it's so hard with, like, everyone in the world and all that stuff. And, like, everyone being so split up. Well, Master, I don't know do you live in East Coast or West Coast? Yeah, I mean, you guys are still around, which makes it easier, right? Taichi, like, a lot of you guys, even the oldies are still, like, in the same place. And it's, like, closer together, so it's not as bad, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're talking about US, when it's, like, so big, or Australia or Canada when it's so big, like, and if some people are living in Toronto, some people live in Vancouver, like, it's just like, well, how can you, like, so far away, it's like East Coast, West Coast, you have to take a plane to get to a gathering. Yeah. I think most people aren't going to do that.
Yeah.
We should start a pen spinning convention, guys.
Oh, no.
Maybe that'll get people to join.
People from over, like, in Asia or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fun. Instead of like having a local one.
Yeah, and then we can have like freaking like panels about like pen spinning and like hey aesthetic or technical stuff or like whatever density stuff and talk about finger positioning stuff and all that stuff.
That sounds like a book event.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it's cool because you get to present it, right?
Mhm.
Have you seen that JB thing where they were presenting like their like like pen spinning ideas and stuff like that on like a big screen?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I feel like I wish like there was like it's like a conference, you know. I feel like it'd be cool, but you know,
Mhm.
you're the only one organizing meetings in PvP. Yeah, I hear PvP is pretty like it's a lot. They're very quiet. I feel like internationally, they're pretty quiet internationally, but they're definitely like there. If there's definitely people from there.
Mhm. But as long as there are people who are still spinning, we can kind of like, like realize it in one way or another.
Yeah.
At least like when we host a meeting or a gathering, we can have people to go there instead of like, okay, we have a spinner here, but another spinner all the way over there. It's much harder.
Okay, mommy, like this is not the place to talk about like your mod stuff, and I don't deal with moderating stuff as much anymore. So you either come here to talk to us and hang out, or don't be here at all. That's all I have to say about that.
We need to have a massive PS convention once a year in the US.
Yeah,
that's right.
dude.
That's right, man.
Yeah,
US.
yeah, dude. That's what we do. That'd be cool, though. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. I'll go for sure.
Yeah, you as long as it. I mean, we'll see how it goes. You know, I mean, it's already a lot of effort even getting a convention set up. So
Mhm.
it's the dream. It's the dream.
Yeah.
I would imagine like it would be like the Origin kind of place. Like it would be like SoCal or something. Yeah, because that's the cam. That's where cam it was, and like it became super big. I don't live in Canada, Gunan, so no state over here.
No, you said you don't live in the US. You mean?
No, I mean don't. Oh my god, I'm too tired. Yeah, I don't live in the US. NorCal. Pat just wants NorCal. Yeah, we should just talk about pen spinning convention all day. Right?
That should be the
Let's not talk about milestones today.
No, but that could be one of the milestones.
That what? Oh yeah, the milestone in the future, like for pen spinning, not like
Yeah.
personal milestones,
Right.
but like a.
Yeah, but that'd be cool. Like Pat Race, NorCal.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Nashi is actually pretty much correct in terms of like realistically. That's probably how it would really work. Is our hobby is too small to sustain itself anyways, so why don't we put it together with like another convention to make it work,
Of course.
right? Because that's what the JB people do, right? Because the Ranha is a juggling like thing as well. It's not really only pen spinning. Pen spinning is a rather small part of it.
And of course, even for what was it, like Anime Con or like Comic Con, like there are
Right.
so many different publishers and
Mhm.
producers, right? So it's not about one brand can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so pen spinning.
Nope will show up. You'll have like a little stall of Nope element, like
Yeah, trying to sell it in the US market.
Yeah, exactly. That's a dream. That's a dream.
Man. Yeah. But that international sense, though, like, sounds really fun for me. I would love to have that. Yeah. I'll just like go and spend.
Hmm.
Yeah. Good ideas.
Yeah. Are you ready? Are you ready to move on? Should we move on from this very fascinating
Wait,
topic?
aren't we doing this already? What?
Well, at least switch to our video, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that.
Oh no.
What? It's messed up.
Yeah, I messed up.
Were you like doing? Was it like stuck to 4 what or something? Like.
No, it's on my other screen. Give me a second, guys.
Okay. Well, while Akai is managing
it's all
that
good.
stuff.
Sorry.
Okay, it's all good. Well, I feel like it's important that I should talk to you guys and the second time about this because we haven't posted this on Twitter or anything is that Akai and Hobby Talks podcast will be ending at the end of the year. So this is like the like not the second last, but like the third last episode. So next episode will be like the second last, and then on December will be the last episode. So we're getting to the end of AHT, which is cool. And I'm sure it'll be pretty sad for some of you guys, but we have a special episode planned on December, so that should be a lot of fun. And we're just glad that we were able to like make this work for a year. I mean, one of the reasons why we're stopping to do this, like we're stopping the podcast, is because partially we're kind of running out of topics to talk about. So like, I mean, you've seen like in like the last like past episodes, we were like there was an episode that was like just hanging out and Q&A and stuff, you know. So like we were just kind of running out of stuff to talk about. We don't really want to turn our podcast into like a news podcast, kind of like Laku and Iteza or like, you know, what other podcasts in the past I've done, like UPSP Talk Show, where it's like, let's talk about all the CDs that have come out and all the blog posts that have come out and all the cool videos that have come out. It's just like I don't really want to be stuck into that structure, and it just becomes kind of tedious. That's not to say, okay, I know, yeah, it's sad, I'm sorry, but like it's not to say that it's not possible for the podcast to come back for an episode or two. Like we might, I think it's like there's pretty good potential for us to be like, oh, hey, maybe we should get a guest on, we can interview them, kind of thing. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea at all to bring it back once in a while. But we want to like stop this, and then maybe we'll be able to do other projects in the future, like, make videos together, like, stuff like that. Like, because Akai makes like make English pen spinning content, right?
Right.
Make English pen spinning tutorials and stuff like that. And I feel like we could collab on that and make some cool stuff.
Yeah, and I mean part of it is that we wanted AHT to be as authentic as we want, right? And
personality driven, kind of like just us being us and just kind of talking,
Yeah, instead of like taking comments on the video and make it turn it into the podcast idea for the day, right? So,
right, exactly.
So I guess
sometimes we come up with ideas for like the topic for the podcast like super late, and like sometimes it's just so yeah. So maybe we'll change this channel into like us making video content for next year.
Like cooking videos.
Cooking? Wait, why?
I don't know, dude.
Hey guys, binging with Babish. Oh, this is the,
Yeah. I mean, maybe I feel like I've been watching too much cooking videos.
Wait, what have you been watching? Like,
I just put it on and kind of like do something else.
Oh, that's fair. I feel like cooking stuff is always so like comfortable to watch. It's like something you can watch and then you can fall asleep or like just chill. It's nice.
Yeah. But yeah, we can do more content in the future. And I mean, I'm sad that AHT is ending, but we have a special episode at the end.
Yeah, we have a special episode, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. I'm pretty excited about it. Yeah. Hopefully it'll turn out well. I'm hoping that it'll even happen. If scheduling and stuff works out.
The greatest effort is to make it happen, right? So.
Right, exactly. So let's make sure all that stuff works out, and it should be good. I'm excited for that. And the next episode, I have no idea what we're going to talk about as usual. So
yeah,
I'm running out of like all topics because I don't know what to talk about anymore.
Topics that actually come from us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell it comes from us because it's all like mentality stuff, like milestones or goals or motivation, like,
life. Oh yeah.
Pen spinning is a social art. It's a lifestyle art. Spinning. It's a
yeah. It's the same with like human communication, right? Like people talking.
Akai's manifesto on pen spinning.
Oh no, not like that. But I would want. I mean, I'd like to have an AHT episode in Canada. So.
Oh right, yeah, that's true. Right. That's right. That's a good possibility, right? Because you wanted to come to over here to Canada, and then we can meet up.
Yeah.
You can come over, and then we can just hang out like in person and just like talk, like on a podcast or something for a little bit.
Yeah.
Podcast about sleeves meta episode. Yeah, I feel like we mentioned it before.
But it's gone. Don't mention it.
Don't mention it again. Never. Don't.
No. In fact, I do like it, but it's all over now.
Yeah, I mean it's 2012. It's not. It was 2012 thing. It's like 2021 now. Like, we should move on.
Just switch the number, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. Do we want to actually move on now? We like so.
I just kind of tell it, yeah.
Yeah. So what did you really want to talk about this topic? In this topic, Kai, like you kind of came up with this topic, so I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Maybe I'm just gonna talk about my feelings in
Personal experiences and stuff.
and reaching 10th year, right?
Yeah. So first of all, like, what are milestones to you in pen spinning and stuff like that? I guess.
I feel like there are some significant milestones in my my journey, and I
Your
always
career.
yeah, my career. But
Your career.
I wouldn't want to call it a career, but I mean, that's fine too. But I always tell people like, when I was 2 year like you, I was like at the highest peak of my interest or what is it, like motivation to do pen spinning, and I feel like in everyone's like every person's career, they're gonna have like each what do you call it, like time frame, like Spain or whatever, like the milestones. Hence the milestones, right? So at 2 year I was like really passionate, really interested in pen spinning, and I practiced a lot. Like I didn't want to do anything else besides like besides getting better at pen spinning. And it kind of like went down from there to 3 years or so, and from the 3rd year to about like 7th, year, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do it like whatever I want. And then it peaked again at as I started doing YouTube more seriously, right? You know that. And I mean in 2017 I started doing a lot more YouTube, and I at the time I felt like I had enough of a base or knowledge or whatever, that or just an urge to share, and I started to do it, and I got some good feedback, so that changed my mindset. And not to mention my discovery of the Stauchi body, but anyway,
I thought you liked toe bodies more, Akai.
Yeah, I do. But that's a secret, okay? I'm trying.
That's a secret. Don't let anyone know, guys. Yeah. Exclusive content from
trying to get
Akai
sponsored, man. Trying to get sponsored, okay? But so I found the body. I started enjoying pen spinning more, and that's true. Yeah. I mean, in fact, at the time I was I was about to quit, because I had a personal reflection as to like there are so many other hobbies out there, and even like more useful hobby. So I did think about like how pen spinning isn't exactly a useful hobby for your career or your work job or whatever, but because of other factors that kind of drove me like continue my journey through this year, I'm like, okay, maybe it doesn't have to be like what you don't like about it, but other like natural influences might just like keep you move on, like keep on going for you. So finally at 10 year, on par with you guys now. With you, because you reached 10 year before me, right?
Yeah. A year before,
a year before me.
So congrats and happy birthday.
Yay. And I think Pat Rays and Dark Tea also like passed the time. So it's good to be here. And I don't know, this year hasn't been very eventful, but I'm glad that we still have AHT to do.
I mean, you started your new series. You have For What, and you kind of
Yeah.
started from like AHT, like talking. You
Right,
wanted
right,
to try
right.
to do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you
Yeah.
guys or any of you guys are Vietnamese and or you're not because there's English subs, go watch Akai's For What series on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. You can take a look at like him interviewing new Vietnamese spinners and like seeing what kind of what the perspective
Attitude,
is.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
perspective is on pen spinning and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah. And usually the people I interview, they pretty young, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And
They're like 2 years, 3 years
yeah,
ish.
and I would
I
like
mean,
to
we.
see
It's
them
funny
like
because like other. I remember I was talking to like Svest or something in like
uh
DMs, and he was telling me like he was just. I was like, oh, like you're still new, and he's like, wait, 2 years is new. Like, like I
yeah.
feel like to people who are newer in pen spinning, they're like, man, you have to. How long do you have to spin to be good? Like how long do I have to be around? Like, and it's like 2 years is like us. We're like, oh, new people, like, 2 years or 3 years in Pennsylvania,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
problem. And it's because we stayed here for like 10 years, and we're just like, yeah, that's not that long.
Yeah. But they got so good
So
at two
fast,
two
yeah.
years, and I'm like, oh my god, like how is it even possible? You know what I
I mean,
mean?
prodigy life, it's
Yeah.
also, people have time to practice, and I feel like also people know what is possible, you know
Yeah, yeah.
so then they're able to almost replicate that. They know what's possible and they feel more confident. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole self-efficacy thing,
Right,
we've
right.
talked about
And
in a
also like we
previous
can
video.
see like with all the innovative ideas and
Exactly. Yeah.
like content combos structure wise,
Hmm.
the cap has gotten like way higher than back then.
Hmm.
Yeah, so maybe that's why like they were able to reach the intermediate-ish level much faster than we were. But yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah.
But I would appreciate for everyone to become an oldie in the future. I know it's not going to happen to everyone. I know some of us are going to lose interest or they'll be done with pen spinning after a while. But the oldies are kind of like how the community, they're like supports of the community in a way,
Mm-hmm.
because those are the people who kind of define the community in a certain way, depending on what they do and contribute to the community. So the oldies might turn into moderators or like, world tournament organizers or, whatever, right? So a lot of the community is built on people who are older and who have more experience because you need that experience to be able to do things for the community
Yeah,
that
yeah.
work well. Because if
That's
you don't
true.
know what you're doing and you're like, oh, I'm going to make a big event or something, like, and this is your first time doing it, you probably aren't going to do a great job because it's their first time doing it, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah, and also that experience is very useful uh, in terms of understanding like what the new people are talking about, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess it's a good thing. But I wish oldies would turn into spinners.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, instead of like getting too busy with all the moderating
Yeah.
stuff or people stuff, right? It would still spin, and that's better for me. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, host meetings, conventions.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, how did you personally like keep going with pen spinning? What kept you like keep going? Because obviously your motivation went down, right? So
right.
even after as you reach milestones, you're like super excited at like 2 years or whatever, right? As it like your interest went down, how did you keep sticking with pen spinning? You know,
I think a
because in
lot.
early yeah, because in early years you're always so excited because it's a new thing and you're like, oh,
Ah,
it's so fun, right? But like it just kind of slowly like lessens as time goes on because you become like kind of used to it.
I think to be honest, it has two parts.
Hmm.
One of it being like I'm still interested in how the mod or the pen feels in on my
Yeah, because it
fingers, and
feels
when
nice when you
yeah, it
spin. Yeah,
feels
that's
nice. It
true.
looks nice when I look at it. Because
Hmm.
I really like looking at spinny or spinning
Yeah,
things. So that's my
yeah. A
personal.
non-spinner person actually told me like,
Mhm.
"Oh, pen spinning is like visual ASMR."
Yeah, and
So I can see that.
I still want to kind of cling on to that happiness where I reached the level where I can enjoy my own spinning, like looking at it, wise. And what was it? The second part is about like having other people's support. I think is very important. Uh, Maybe for example, like if I were to spin alone, like back then,
Right.
I stayed pretty low key, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like uh in a team or really a community, right? So I
Yeah.
kind of stay away from it. But once I got more people to talk to and to kind of share like what I like,
Mm-hmm.
the same thing happened when I started talking to you again, right? So it kind
Right.
of what is it, like picks it up, right? Like
Yeah.
kind of increases it.
It
Yeah.
like it makes you more excited when you have people around you, right?
Yeah.
It's like that's the whole point of having a community, and that's why I mean, even though some people like to be quiet and they like to do their own thing and not talk to people as much, like a lot of us like are human beings and we like to share like our similar interests with other people, right?
Yeah. Also,
We
yeah.
like to fit in, we like to, we like to be able
Belong, right?
yeah, exactly. And that really helps motivate you to continue, even if your interest in pen spinning has kind of disappeared over time.
Yeah. Maybe it
Yeah,
might.
well, it's not interest it, like disappears completely. It's
Right.
just like
Right.
it's
Right. Yeah.
different.
Yeah. There you go.
The interest is different, right? Obviously, like from what you're saying, it's not the motivation of just like when in the first couple of years when you're like, oh my god, it's so cool, it's so exciting, and stuff like that. It's like after a while you're like, okay, I get it, and then all of a sudden everything you see is mostly the same because you realize you've seen so much pen spinning now,
Uh huh.
and
Mm-hmm.
now you're not excited about everything because you can't help it. Like that's just you've seen so much that like you know what you like, and not everything's gonna impress you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So your interest will obviously change, and it
Yeah.
might be to teach other people like us, like you want to teach other people things, or it could be just to
Share. Yeah.
yeah,
And
it
this is
could
a
just be
social art, right? So
yeah.
there needs to be people on your side,
Mhm.
basically. Not
I mean,
side, but like
I remember
someone.
you
Yeah.
telling me that Huang, he said that he really kept pen spinning because of like he was able to meet up with people and the people he was
Right. Right.
with,
Right. And
right?
also other younger spinners, yeah, too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why gatherings is actually that's why sometimes that's why I say kind of like you should go to a gathering if you haven't because at least a nice experience to have, even if it's not like the best experience ever to have.
Yeah.
It's good to try it.
Uh
Because
huh.
some people need that like real human interaction. Not to say that online isn't real, but it's just like it's just very different, right? Being able to
It's
talk
much
to someone in
deeper.
person,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, and being able to or even it's just in voice. I would say voice is probably the closest you're ever gonna get.
That's true.
So if you ever find a friend, like talk to them in voice sometime, try to talk, or like just get to know people. It's good to have people to talk to because it's also having friends also helps you learn as well, right? You
That's
learn
true.
together
That's
and you
true.
progress together and they can teach you things and you can teach them things or
My case, exactly my case.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just helpful because if you have a friend in pen spinning, you don't have this like extra judgment, like when you come into the community and you're new, no one knows you and you're asking questions like it's easy for people to get annoyed or like say like stupid things to you basically just because you're new. When you have a friend to ask like stupid questions to, they won't judge you. They'll just or they will judge you, but they don't mean badly.
Yeah.
They're
They'll
just teasing
teach
you.
you. Like,
Yeah, they're probably just teasing you if they're messing with you,
mm,
and like they'll actually teach you and they'll actually help you. It's like better to have that a little bit, than just to have it on your own. Which both works fine, but it's just nice to have some
mm-hmm.
people to be around to enjoy the hobby with.
Yeah, that you're so right. But going back to the what is it? The point about coming into a community and you feel like you're not there yet. Like I feel like people are trying, especially newer people, they're trying really hard to establish kind of like a privilege, so that they can have a say in the community
Oh,
before.
like a community kind of like standing, like they
Yeah, like
just like their
identity.
reputation or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah. That idea. Yeah.
yeah, I
It,
don't like the idea of that just because it's so businessy and so like
but it's natural, right?
it's natural. It
Yeah.
happens naturally. I just don't like. I just the reason why I don't. I've thought about actually wrote a thing talking about like community standing like on my phone. Like I wrote like a thing. I was like maybe I'll write something about this, but I don't want people to get the impression that that's in order to like be successful, that's how you have to do things. Like, no.
Yeah, but also pen spinning is a hobby and it's much friendlier, right? You don't have
Yeah.
to get through like the social standing or whatever in order to have a say. Like before you speak, you need to be at the S tier or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I just want people to be more
I think the main
friendly.
thing is like it's people. Anyone can say anything, right?
Right,
People
right.
can
That's
say, "Oh,
true.
here, this is my opinion. This is this person's opinion." But the thing that makes an opinion a good opinion
Mm-hmm.
is that it has personal experience and evidence that actually makes it like a good point. You know, you can't just have an
Convincing,
opinion
right?
and
Yeah.
be like, "Oh, this is what I believe in," and that's it. And you don't have a reason for why you believe it. That's what makes a good opinion a bad opinion like different. Is that when you have, and that's what you can tell really. Like if you're like when you're more experienced, you tend to have those kinds of like experiences and evidence to like really point towards to be like, okay, this is why I think this way. You know.
But yeah, yeah.
So
There you
yeah,
go. And you don't like that idea
of what
of like, what is it like?
the standing.
Claiming your status or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But it's just like it's so I don't
Uh
know.
huh.
It's like some freaking. That's how communities work. But I just don't like thinking about it that way. Yeah. It should be. It's something that happens automatically, but it's not like a
I
thing that's done
mean,
maliciously usually, right? So
but that's what I thought initially
yeah,
as well.
yeah,
So maybe it's coming from my personal experience, and
hmm
I maybe or even like I didn't really notice it, but it kind of I kind of thought about it subconsciously. Like,
hmm
okay, I'm not that good yet, so maybe I shouldn't ask any question, right? Yeah. So,
I think if you have a question that's very specific and you gave it some thought and you're like, why is this thing like this? And I don't know why this thing works this way. And you're like, why does it like if you have a really specific question like that and you ask people that, I 100% guarantee you that people will be able to tell that you put some thought into your question.
yeah, there you go.
Like
Like, show
especially
your
if the question is
effort.
like is especially if the question is more than like one sentence long or something and you're like explaining why you're asking this and like why it's like this or what, like it will like you're going to get people who are going to respond to you in a very serious way because you
They,
obviously put some thought in. It's not like, hey, what mod should I get, you know? Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like that's
And
a completely different kind of question than like, oh, is there a reason why the community tends to do this thing, and then why is this part of this type of pen spinning valued in this way more than this or whatever? Like if you're a new person and you realize this and you like are thinking about questions like that, like those questions are really what are you're gonna get pretty good answers, I think.
yeah, there you go.
How do you join your community, Akai?
Wait, a question to you all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's pretty exclusive, but
It depends on your community, right?
yeah, it depends on what.
I mean, anyone can join a community, right? It's just how are you gonna fit in, I guess, and how are you gonna belong there, right? I guess
Yeah,
that's the real question.
or what makes you like what benefits you from joining that
All
community.
Wars is filming right now, dude. Hell yeah,
Uh,
that's what this podcast is for. You put this in the background, you spin. That's the goal of this podcast.
and I don't know how like the podcast inspires people to spend. Is it really a thing, or is
I
it
don't know
more?
if that's true. I don't know. We just talk out of our ass and just like be like, oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
If you
it's
guys don't
really a
know, like we
thing.
come up with a topic, right? And we have a general idea of what we're gonna say. So I write notes sometimes, and I'm like, I actually have a notepad file like here, like oh, here's some of the things I might want to talk about in case I don't have a direction to go with like what we're gonna talk about in the podcast.
Right.
But for the most part, we're just like, hey, here's the topic, and we talk quickly about what this topic means, like milestones. What do you mean by that? What do you want to talk about? And afterwards, we just hop on Saturday, and we're just like, oh, let's just talk about it, and that's it. Like this is very natural. We don't
I
like
I, I love it.
there's obviously we do some prep work and there's very important prep work to make it feel natural, but you know that's the whole goal of this podcast. I'm sad it's gonna go away, but you know
And also like
things
how
end, new things will happen as well. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it takes little effort for us to have this synergy, so it's like a miracle to me. Because
Yeah,
like
exactly. Because
yeah,
we met, right? Like
yeah,
Akai saw like my finger positioning article or something, and he was just like, "Oh, this guy
yeah,
cares about community so much." So then he came and talked, joined workshop, and then he didn't even have a Discord account at the time, so he made one, and then he talked and joined workshop, and he started talking to me, and that's how we met.
yeah.
And because we already have like this, like we're already friends, and we like talking to each other, we already have this like chemistry, I guess, when we
Uh-huh.
talk to each other in terms of like having cool conversations and stuff. Like that's how we're able to do this because we already were naturally like this already.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't. Yeah, like you like it's a lot, sometimes we have like these conversations that get really deep, and then like I think the last time we talked, which was like quite a little bit a while ago, because you've been busy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about life stuff, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I guess it's because of our like personalities that kind of
yeah.
like complementary to each other, right? Yeah.
hmm We were talking about life and like where life leads you and like all that stuff, and it was an interesting
Yeah.
conversation.
And what's the issue and everything? Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's also because we already have that kind of chemistry.
yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, like we wouldn't care, right? to
Yeah,
to be bluntly honest. But like, yeah. Ch- okay. All wars ask, what do you all mean by? Huh?
milestones. What do you mean by milestones?
Yeah.
What
So
kind of milestones?
the equipment is kind of hide my monitor so I can see it.
Oh, your mic is covering your.
Yeah, and the webcam stand.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah, milestones.
yeah,
Well, for me, it's like the change in motivation, I guess.
yeah. Or like the big points in like your pen spinning, like your pen
Yeah,
spin career.
yeah, yeah. So that's what I
Yeah, the
meant.
big moments, like for example, like me being in like the CVs. I guess we haven't talked about that quite in
Mm-hmm.
detail quite
Do you
yet.
want to go on? Like, why are they important to you?
Yeah, like yeah. I mean, this is a really good important point, I guess, with what you were saying with like motivation. A point
Mm.
like milestone is like a point where your motivation changes. Is
Mm-hmm.
because like let's talk about like before we even actually get to the CV part. I want to
Uh-huh.
talk to you about one of my goals in the past was once someone makes an unofficial solo of me, I will be
Right, right.
satisfied, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And like I think last year or early this year it happened,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Oh, cool," and that's pretty much it.
Right, right, right,
It
right.
was just like, "Oh, cool."
Wait, so
Like
when did you think about that though?
that
Like,
was like
mm,
early on, like I
two
don't know when I was
years,
talking to
right?
Tigres like back in
Oh,
your PSP. It was like
uh-huh, uh-huh.
maybe 2015 at latest or something.
Okay,
Like
okay.
it was pretty like back in the day. Like it was quite a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I was there, like once I got the unofficial solo one, I'm just like, oh cool, and I just kept going on my usual stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care. But the reason why I bring it up is because I feel like you reach this point in your like pen spinning like journey, I guess, where you just like you get these goals that you set, and then once you reach them, you're just like, oh cool, and that's it. Like you're not like, oh, I'm so excited or something. Once you get older, I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. And I lost all that childlike wonder, you know.
Yeah. I think it's
And
very that sorry, that point is very similar to how I wanted to make a combo of my own. I wanted to create my own combo, right? And then
mhm.
when now that I'm thinking about it, it's not like a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, go on, go on. Sorry.
yeah, but like that's a milestone, I guess, in
Mm-hmm.
that sense, where like, oh, I got my reached my goal, but now you reach the milestones, like, cool. Now what are you gonna do? Like, cool. Now what are you gonna do next? What's your next goal? You know?
Uh-huh.
So like, I feel like having a purpose, I guess, for and knowing like having a purpose to why you're pen spinning and knowing why you like pen spinning are very important things to keep in mind
Mm-hmm.
later on in your pen spinning kind of journey or career or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how you'll keep pen spinning or actually know like what you enjoy, and like all that stuff will help you continue doing it. If it turns out you don't like it, then that's totally fine as well, but that's how you kind of stay with it, and you'll probably notice how like if you ever talk to any oldies, they'll probably say like, "Oh, I like to keep spinning because of these reasons or whatever," you know.
Right.
So like it's a thing that happened, and it's the same. The reason why I bring up the solo thing, like getting unofficial solo, right? Like the same thing applies to being invited to UPSB 4th and being invited to TWPS 15th. Because I don't know if you guys read the blog post I posted after that, but I was invited to those. I got into those. And if I was myself like a while ago, like 5 years ago, I'd be so excited that I made it, you know, like, oh, I made it, you know. But right now,
Hey.
after I got into UPSB and TWPS CVs, I'm like, cool. I'm like,
Cool.
I was pretty happy, honestly. I was pretty excited, but I was also like, I just can't help it. I was like, man, I feel like my combo's bad. Just because I'm really hard on my own spinning sometimes. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's also like a very time related concept where you you actually put effort into filming the combo, but the CV got released like months later, right? So you don't feel
Yeah.
as much as like, oh, I'm so proud of myself, that kind of
Yeah.
feeling anymore. So,
Yeah.
but at least you made it, right? So,
Yeah. I mean, it seems like people enjoyed the combos I made. So, but I mean, whenever you make a combo, you watch it and you're like, man, this part could be better. This part could be better. You
oh, I
could
hate
change
that
this, you
feeling.
know? Why'd you do that? That was so stupid. Why'd you do that? You know, like, I'm
Yeah,
like, God damn it.
I could have done better. I could have landed
Could have
that
done better.
finisher better.
Or like, this is slightly out of place. You're like, why'd you move your arm like that? That was weird, you know? Like, oh, God damn it.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a struggle. So yeah, but I'm happy I was able to be part of it and stuff like that. So it was good.
yeah.
But that's
Maybe,
just yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. I mean, to me, or maybe even to us, doing AHT is actually part of the milestones, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Because one of the goals, like I've probably said this so many times on the podcast, but one of the goals of AHT was to be able to last at least a year, right?
Right.
I have like 12 episodes for
Almost
like
there. Yeah.
yeah, we're almost there, right?
Uh huh.
We technically have 11 episodes right now because we had like a bonus stream, but we're almost there to December, and I'm very happy that we were able to get it this consistent. The goal is to be consistent, and that's been my like an extension of that. Like it's not just like oh like we just wanted to our podcast to be consistent. Personally, I had like a big like problem with like burning out of pen spinning and like coming back and making projects and burning out and coming back. My entire time with pen spinning have always been like that. And a lot of the times when I stop pen spinning, I'm just like, I'm not gonna spin pens ever again. And every time
Uh huh.
after those breaks, I'm like, I come back and I start spinning again. So
Yeah.
it just shows you how much I like it, I think, even though
Mm-hmm.
I was like hurting myself the way I was managing myself, my time and stuff like that. So this podcast was a way of just like testing myself and trying to really see if I can be consistent with pen spinning and not just like hurt myself like mentally with like COVID and also like just consistency. Just stay with pen spinning and stop like hurting yourself so much by overworking yourself, you know? And that
Mm-hmm.
was the goal for me personally.
Yeah, and I guess for me it's about like what was it? Before doing this, I thought about a kind of what is it, like a pen spinning project that could be really important that I can fit it into my life without feeling that is a burden, right?
Hmm.
So yeah, we're finally here, and I'm just glad that what I think about the project, like about the podcast, like what we're doing right now, is actually significant. That I can, put aside my other stuff in life, like, and kind of fit it in my schedule,
Right.
and being able to do that proves that I think highly, or I really like pen spinning in a
Hmm.
sense. Yeah, so it makes me happy because
Hmm.
otherwise, like if you were just like making YouTube videos or whatever, like a less like motivational stuff, it wouldn't be this like consistent throughout the year, right?
Right.
So 1 year is a very important milestone for us as well. And yeah, we're always almost there. Sorry,
Yeah, almost there.
almost there.
Almost there.
And yeah, I don't get anything else to say, but yeah. Because every time I think about like how we started and where we are, is kind of like emotional trip for
Yeah, for
me.
sure. It's
Yeah.
nostalgia. Like there's when you've been around for so long, you really feel how nostalgic and how important pen spinning is in your life, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of corny and stupid. Like I know how stupid it sounds and it's like it sounds really stupid, but like
Yeah.
really like it actually matters a lot. I mean, look at if you guys haven't seen Shonen Batman made like a UPSB 4th session video. If
Mhm.
you read his video description, it's like the most like like heartfelt like message of like his experiences with the pen spinning community ever. And you can like when oldies talk about like old times and all that stuff, you can really sense that too. It's really a common like feeling that a lot of us have about pen spinning.
Yeah. And I feel like it's like you said, it's a common feeling, right? So
Mhm.
I think each and every oldie like us, they must have like some kind of like nostalgic feeling, like they want to do it. They want
Mhm.
to come back if they're gone, right? They want to come
Yeah,
back and
they're like, oh
just
my
do it.
god, yeah, like they you see oldies come back during COVID, and you're like, oh my god, hi guys, like I didn't know
Yeah.
pen spinning was still around and kicking, you know, it's alive.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's cool to see them like be excited that everything. I mean, they might not stick around and spin too much, but you can tell that they have like a real like emotional attachment to what they used to do. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As for people like Fram, A13X, and stuff like that, those at least those two people you mentioned specifically, All Wars, they are French, right? And I hear that they stopped spinning partially because they have
School,
like
right?
like the exams and stuff. Like school really took over. It's one of those places where school really takes over, I think. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what really happened to them. But it seems like when they come back from it, they haven't really like continued with it as much. It seems like the exams really like took a lot out of them, and they
Yeah.
didn't really
Took it
continue with.
away even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
But I
I
mean, if you look at Akai, he has exams, he has school. I mean, I'm sure like
I
the
mean,
education is different.
I've
I'm sure the education is different,
yeah,
but
that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I'm just
It,
saying like it's possible. It's possible to keep going with pen spinning.
yeah. And even when you're going through like through hard times, you can kind of take pen spinning and make it into something that could help you to go over it, to overcome like whatever hardships that are going on with your academic career or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I that's what I do, because I want, like, maybe when I'm reading I want to spin, and when I have that urge to do so, I would do it anyway.
Hmm.
I don't want to like, oh my god, I need to focus on reading and like doing
Hmm.
homework and kind of abandon the mod immediately or
Dude, it's
entirely.
not hard to pick up a pen and spin at least a little
Yeah,
bit,
you can
right?
keep
Even
it
if
by your side,
you
right? Yeah.
can't have time to practice as much, it's not hard to just be able to freestyle a little bit. So you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're bringing up ISUck. Like ISUck is a different like ISUck is like a
Built
whole
different.
kind of different thing. Okay, I think ISUck is just like most people aren't like ISUck. Okay,
Yeah.
so
That's
I
not the
don't think it's a
majority.
great comparison to make.
Yeah.
Because he's just really good at managing his time and really good
And
at doing all that stuff.
also it shows that he likes it a lot, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Like
like
more than anything, yeah.
he makes time for it, right?
Right.
Even if he was busy.
He times
He's
he's
built different.
yeah, time stamps is
Built different.
built different. There you go. And I mean that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine, and it's very in a way for me, Isaac is very inspirational. Like even
Mhm,
if I don't spin like him, but
mhm.
seeing someone
Like
like
his ideas of like being consistent and continuing with the
yeah,
hobby, and yeah, it's for sure,
yeah,
for sure.
and I think that's also why like the idea of like what is it like, what's the word again? Um, endurance, right?
Endurance? No, no, no,
Yeah.
no. That's not it. That's not it. Change
No.
a different word.
Okay.
Change a different
Sorry.
word.
Sorry. No. No.
No,
No.
no, no,
No.
no, no, no.
Oh, innovation. There you go.
There you go. There
There
you
you
go.
go. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. There you go. Like even what with what we have already, he's still trying to bring something new to the
Right.
table, and I think that's what drives him to be like
Hmm.
even better and
Hmm.
make pen spinning an important part of what he's doing. So yeah, it's
You
very
don't know
inspiring.
how big of a minefield you just avoided. Do you know that topic? Do you know about that
Yeah, I
topic?
do, I do, I do.
Okay.
That's why I tested the water. Okay.
You tested the waters.
But yeah, okay.
But yeah,
We
you guys know that we don't really talk about drama or anything in this
yeah, yeah, for
podcast
sure.
because that's just part of who we are. We don't like to talk about it in general.
Hmm.
Like we talk about it sometimes in like private conversations because sometimes like we try to be fairly positive on the podcast, right?
Right.
So we don't want to like bog everyone down with like something bad that happened or whatever. So most of the time we'll just like complain about something that's happened or like something that's being annoying or like stuff like that, and we'll talk to each other privately about it. But we mostly stay away from drama and stuff because that's just kind of the
Yeah,
kind of people
it's
we are.
trauma free here. Don't
Yeah, it's
worry.
drama-free environment here, guys.
Yeah, and actually, um, I just I just thought of an idea. What is it? I wanted to be more inspirational, right?
Hmm.
But then the more I thought about it, I was like, wait, is it kind of wrong? And I came to a conclusion that is to be inspirational, you just kind of have to stay with pen spinning. And that's
Right.
about it. Like you don't have to like say some random shit
Yeah,
or
exactly.
like
Just almost sometimes if you just spin and
yeah,
just post
yeah,
videos, that's enough to inspire some people.
yeah,
Really.
and that's great. It's a very what is it like easy to observe scenario.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I actually thought about that, and I was like, okay, okay, I'll just stay. Yeah, I mean, inspirational you are for sure, but I feel freaking tears.
Just take your time. It's okay. Take your
Yeah,
time. Don't
well,
don't hurt yourself doing that.
yeah.
I mean, Akai was trying to film for my CV, and he was just like,
Yeah, I was crying inside because I think the
I'm
bigger
sorry. I'm
problem.
not. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to tell you guys that Akai's in the CV, but come on, Akai's definitely in the CV.
But actually filming it makes me kind of sad because I forgot a lot of the stuff that I usually do,
Yeah,
and I can't like come up with a combo that has those tricks or linkages in it
because you've
anymore.
been rusty from like school.
Yeah, so it's okay. I'm crying inside too, all wars. Yeah, I do the same stuff every day, and it's like, oh fuck, man, I need to get my shit together. Uh, but yeah, milestones. There we go. Like people reach different milestones, right? So it's not the same as us. But
Hmm.
like I said earlier, like for the oldies, they must have like some kind of like that. What is it? Like a sphere, like that feeling that penciling is a part of what they're of who they are,
Hmm.
and I really want to like engage in that special realm or like space or whatever. But yeah, that's what I think, and it's even different for you compared to me, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But you took breaks, so I don't know how it feels.
I mean, I burned out. That's my fault.
Yeah,
But being able, I don't know, surrounding, I don't know. You learn and you grow, and like surrounding yourself with people that you like and you enjoy talking to, like a Kai, for example. Like that's what keeps you sticking around without like doing that stuff.
yeah. And I think like to me, all the spinners are like homies, right?
Yeah.
We're doing the same shit. Like we like the same hobby. We're doing
Yeah,
the
and
same stuff.
also like yeah, I don't know if you heard RPD say this before, but
Uh huh.
he often says that like Penn Spank Me always has this home feeling to him,
Mm.
and it's always like that because it's so local almost. Like it's like everyone, even whether you're a really good pen spinner or you're not, or you're
Mm.
famous or you're not so famous, like everyone's just there. You know, you can
Right.
talk to them, and it's not really like we're just all people. We're not here to like be like, oh, we're so good. So
Yeah.
we're just here to talk, just hang out.
Yeah. It's not about like fighting who's better than who,
Hmm.
but about like we're all doing the same stuff anyway.
Hmm.
So even if you're better, that means you're still doing
And that's one of the scary things I think for a lot of new spinners, right? When they
Mhm.
join, they're like, "Oh my god, there's so many really good spinners here. Oh shit!"
Yeah.
I'm so scared, and I don't blame them for that at all.
Yeah.
I
You
remember the
either
first time I
learn
saw
how to
Baron. I
overcome.
remember the first
Mhm.
time I talked to Baron. I was like kind of scared. Not gonna lie. I was so young. I was like a teenager, dude. I was like,
I mean, he started it when he was a teenager too.
yeah, but he was older than me at the time. He's still
Yeah.
older than me.
What do you mean? Like, how is he not older than you now, though?
I don't know. I don't know what I was saying. Going,
Wait, what?
yeah, I don't know.
He was older than me, but he's still older than me. What? Okay, but never mind. Yeah, there you go. So yeah,
You don't know if you're good or not, because you can never get enough tricks in one combo to critique. Yeah, that should be one of your goals then. Just to be able to make a combo in FS, and that's part of it too. You're still pretty new, right?
I think he
Because
said Finnecat said he's 2 years or something
really,
into pen spinning.
what do you mean by good or not? Never get enough tricks. I'm not sure if you mean like that in the sense that you don't know how to make a combo, or like you haven't found like a good combo, or don't know how to judge yourself. I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you've been spinning for 2 years, I would expect you to like have a decent trick pool and be able to make combos, right?
But maybe,
Yeah, not to say that
yeah,
like that's a bad thing, because sometimes we pick up and spin for a little bit and we're like, and then you're
yeah.
like,
And the pace we're going at is,
it's different for
yeah,
everyone.
it varies.
Yeah, it's different
Like
for everyone.
1 to 2 years different from like 5 to 7 years, right? So it's like,
Right.
yeah, you kind of have to pay attention to where you're
Mhm.
going with the pace, yeah. And like I said, being better. There you go. Always being inspirational.
Mhm. Yeah, that's the whole message of my blog post really was like it's not about being better than anyone else. It's actually about being better than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You constantly, every time you make a combo, every time you're spinning, you're constantly trying to be spinning better than last time. And that's the ultimate final boss. It's not beating someone else in world tournament or like whatever. The ultimate final boss is actually being able to impress yourself, being able to beat yourself. That's really what it is.
Learning a combo. I think what Finnecat is saying. Okay.
Oh, I see. He can freestyle and stuff. He just hasn't like sat down and made like a combo that he fully planned.
Yeah. And that's when you're not spinning. Instead, you're thinking.
Yeah.
Because I do need to dedicate some time and think
Yeah.
about the structure before executing it, or maybe kind of like change it along the way, but definitely a good amount of time of thinking.
Yeah.
I
And
would
it's
say.
good to think about pen spinning as well. So don't be afraid to just sit down and
Yeah.
think about like what you're gonna do and stuff like that.
With what I know, what tricks do I do
Mhm.
well and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then kind of put it together first.
Yeah. And it's also fine if you want to, if you're having trouble with making combos, like that's you saying you're freestyle the whole way, right? So a lot of the things you freestyle, pay attention to the things you freestyle and use those as part of your combo, to make it a little more comfortable if it's your first combo. Instead of just making everything new and just being like, how am I supposed to do this combo of like all these new tricks I've never done before?
Yeah, that's right. I think I also mentioned it before in the previous episodes, but like how I learn trick and make combos that I use a trick that I know and then learn the trick that I don't know after.
Yeah.
Like do something like this and you're not sure like what can go
Do
after
something like
the trick.
this.
Yeah, yeah,
Do
yeah,
something like
that
this.
thing, yeah. Yeah. And you kind of be what is it like you can be creative with what you're doing. And I
Oh,
think
that's
that's
such a fun trick. I should use that more later. I
makes
want to
it
use that more trick more later, actually.
maybe like make it to another level even.
Yeah, I'd use it in a different way. I don't know how
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it though. I'm probably gonna just, I don't know, maybe do like this and then like just like that or something.
Maybe like a Rimo bag or something after.
I can't do Rhymo back. That's a bit much.
Wait,
It's
are
a
you
bit much for my.
serious?
No, I mean like it's a bit much for my spinning.
Oh,
You
right,
know,
right, right. But
I can
the
do it, but it's like I don't know if I should.
but you can try now. I kind of
Like
want to see
this,
it.
you mean like
Yeah.
this thing?
Yeah, but with the tip sonic thing. See how
Such a
the
pain. But I can't because
charge, you charge.
it's like this.
Uh huh.
It's here, so it's awkward to do it like that. I don't know. I'll figure something out, but yeah, I might just use it again just because it's cool. But
Yeah. Yeah. Either way, have fun with it.
yeah,
It's
like
not.
this, the what eSonic or something like that. I like doing this. It's so much fun. I don't know why.
I like doing this.
Oh, that thing, the Akai thing. Yeah.
Look at this. Makes it fun, right? If there's no fun, there's no point. Okay.
Mhm.
This is a hobby. It's not a job, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah. But yeah. Anyway, I think we pretty much like went on about different type of milestone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta learn the Kai thing. I'm just gonna put it here in the podcast so someone can rewatch it.
Gotta learn the
Oh,
Kai
by the
thing.
way, you like that Comssa, right?
Oh, this? Oh, yeah.
You made it. You never really like.
I made a
talked-
video on it. It got like 1 million likes on Twitter for no reason, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
Oh, it's the total non-try.
Yes,
Tro-
totally non right?
Yeah.
It feels
e-
denser.
Yeah, even if it's not like that hard to get, right? It's not that hard, right?
It's kind of hard for me personally because of the like I had to get it through eBay and stuff like that. But
Mm,
I mean, I can also ask Scotty for some stuff, right? So
yeah. But yeah, that's a good color. I don't
yeah,
remember how many
I'm waiting. I
times
have to make the red one. I have to make the Kai one. You know.
you never made it. Makes me
Yeah, I'm
sad.
too lazy, man. I hate modding. You know this about me. I don't like modding.
Well, you gotta plant trees.
Yeah,
Bring it back.
bring it back.
But yeah. I mean, another thing is that pen spinning is so much fun just because like there's an indefinite amount, right? Is it infinite amount? Sorry, infinite amount of things that you can improve on, right?
Mhm.
And then like maybe I'm doing this trick so well, but what if I do it another way and you shit at it? And you
I
kind
could make a green one for Idiom, but I don't have a good lime green grip, and I want a lime green one. You know.
Does any ball have that color option?
No, it doesn't really have. Any
Oh
ball only
no.
has like the dark green, so I'm just like
Dark green.
this, like this kind of.
No. I like.
It already looks kind of gross because I replaced some tips and stuff. Like this is just like I just didn't have. This is my really old barrel, okay, that I just don't use anymore. I just have it. I should probably just take these off. These tips are so old that they're just like they're not even shiny anymore. Like they're like dull. Like when I spin this, you see that, right? Compared to this, you see how shiny this is? Compared to like this one, it's so dull. So I just don't spin this one because I like how shiny like a new like HGG tips are. Does it have lime? I don't know if I have those then. I don't know if I have those grips. I'll have to check.
But you do have red ones, right? Red.
Yeah, I do have red ones. Yeah, red is no problem. I just don't know if I have lime. I never brought out lime profile grips. Well, at least I got my profile grips from Penwish, which are probably not real, but whatever. I don't think they have like the any ball grips. Yeah, I don't think they have any like light green ones. You have to find them especially, I guess. So I don't think Penwish sells them, and that's why I don't have them.
Yeah, make a good Comssa. It's hobby's life. Always about the Comssas.
Yeah. No one likes this mod, so like you guys try Metal Comssa just because I spin it or something, and then they're like, oh, okay, I don't want to spin this anymore.
Yeah, in fact, I did try, right? So.
Well, you didn't make a proper Comssa yet, right?
Oh god, right? Yeah. I'm saving it for the acetone one, but.
Oh right. You still need to do that, dude. You have the acetone. Just rub a Penwish barrel down.
I'm like 95% there. but the remaining 5% is like
You're too lazy. You're busy and also too lazy to do it.
Yeah. And it's like maybe I don't want to do it today yet.
Spoko is a good lime green tip. Okay. What is that?
Spoko?
Spoko pen. Spoko pen.
I've never heard of that brand before. Interesting. Yeah. And
Yeah,
what
can you either DM that to me, Mustard, or like with a picture or something? Show me what it is, or like or tag me on the what's it called, the pen modding server, and I'll take a look at that later. Oh, Pens Factory. Oh, do I have to buy from Pens Factory though? So far, shipping. I don't know. Pens Factory. Pens Factory.
they're located in Poland, right?
Yeah, I know it's so far. How am I supposed to get it? It's so expensive for shipping, I'm sure. I haven't checked it, but I'm sure it's kind of bad. Spoko. Oh, it's like it's not ring. It doesn't have rings on it. It's just like flat. Not flat, but like it's slightly curved.
You ever seen lime green from
I don't see
G2?
only see orange and blue on Pens Factory though. Lime green what?
G2?
No.
Yeah, I don't know if it fits the color of your Turtle tribe. Yeah.
I mean, what fits the color of it? It's basically like kind of like this, you know.
Do you
like,
have it now?
But no, but this is kind of probably what it looks like.
I think it's.
Why does every stream come back to like mods? Like at the end.
I say pen spinning and pen modding are really, made for each other.
Like we got bored of pens talking about pen spinning. Let's just talk about pen mods now.
Of course, man. We need to dedicate some minutes for it, right?
Yeah.
Just to, like make a mod, definitely. Like
Line profile on
yeah.
Amazon. Profile, pen, Amazon.
I think I've seen Viridian name before.
Yeah, Birdie.
Yeah, spinning like a G3 or something. That's what I remember.
I don't think I've seen much of their spinning before.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. Profile, Papermate, profile, pen, profile pen. No, we're just shopping. We're just shopping.
No, but Hobby, you're on CA, right? Amazon CA.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh,
I
no.
don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it at all.
Okay.
They're all like the darker ones, dude.
Yeah, he's on Amazon Canada, so it's
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
He says he doesn't. They don't own
no.
a G3.
No,
I think you got it
it's-
wrong.
It's a different one with the V, I think. Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking about someone else?
Yeah. Cool. It's also V something like Virtus
Oh.
or something. Oh, I can't remember. But
Virtus is K402.
wait, who?
Virtus is K402.
Wait, who's that? I don't even know. That.
VIRDIS.
TIS. No, not
V-
not that short. Not that short.
That's K402. Really, Mustard? Maybe I'll take a look at it. But I don't see the Spoko. I don't see the Spoko you're talking about. So if you want to link me, I can take a look at it. But I mean, I already have a ton of legit black Comssa. I bought 24 Dongye Comsas a long time ago, and I haven't used all of them yet. So I'm good. Like I have enough barrels. It's just I'm running out of caps. So that's the thing. I might make a order with someone, like Scotty or someone, because why not? And then I'll get some stuff, but I just don't want to deal with a lot of shipping stuff. But yeah, I don't see the Spoko thing. If that's what you're asking me to look at.
Maybe you're on Pants Factory CA.
God damn it. That's the life of Canadian stuff, you know? Like, what are you
Yeah,
gonna
I
do?
didn't know it was that hard until we talked about like some tech stuff earlier.
Yeah. Oh, there's no more green Spoko. Oh, well, you bought the rest of it, Mustard. Thanks. Thanks for buying the rest of the Spoko. I'm just kidding.
What do you guys think about Saltine? Just gonna set it on style.
I don't know what he said. I don't know what you're like. You're talking about his spitting.
Yeah, his spinning. Cause Skinach said that his spinning is weird. Just
I think he's just he's like in a different. He's focusing on a different thing. So I don't really. I'm sure it's difficult, and I'm sure it's very different, and you can tell how different it is from everyone. He's focusing on different parts of spinning. So I can't really say anything. Like I can't really judge that because I don't do finger crosses. I'm not good at judging that, and it's also really not in the realm of like aesthetic spinning very much, or at least just general like pretty spinning. I'm not good at judging that stuff. So so it's not hard to really say for me.
Okay, I have something to say about it.
What?
All right, let me organize my thoughts a bit.
Trying to not offend anyone. I got you.
No, just
Just kidding.
details, man.
Just kidding.
I never offended anyone, okay? To me, okay, so first of all, I think that his angle is a bit weird. Like the setup
Okay.
is a bit weird, but that is what.
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
Akai is a World Tournament judge, guys. Isn't he?
Yeah, but on.
But you're doing
B-side,
B-side, right?
yeah.
You're being B-side. Oh, okay, you're not like... Okay, gotcha.
But to be honest, a bit about that is that B-side is so much harder to judge. Because the level, they're kind of similar in a sense.
Oh, I see. It's all closer rather than far apart.
Yeah. And you can't see the obvious winning, like the winner, right? You can't tell the obvious winner. But anyway, going back to the setup, right? So it's good that it shows the materials in the way that he wants, but at the same time, there's parts of it just because you want to make it clear and transparent to the viewer. You kind of have to sacrifice like how it looks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to show a difficult trick in an angle that doesn't really support it, and yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like, okay, so the setup is kind of weird to me, but it's good for his spinning, like the tricks and the links. But still, in the end, you can't really like reach that. What is it like? Wholesome, like like that feeling of like everything is covered in that aesthetic sense. It doesn't look.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Like when you try to do difficult tricks in your combo, and you like the viewer, they can see like the materials you're trying to do. They are very hard, but because it's so hard that when it's put together, it doesn't look as good as someone like
I
people
guess so,
want.
yeah.
It's like that.
It's like kind of the idea of how I remember Baron saying this before, like when I was we were like at our we were doing like PWT coverage, like we were like talking about PWT. I remember when I was watching those videos is that I'm really good at picking out filler. I realize I'm really good at picking out filler because Twisted Sonics are really easy to identify for me, and I see a lot of like. I can smell it, basically. I can see it very often, right? So I saw this combo where it was just like, hard trick, filler, Twisted Sonic hard trick, and then, kind of like that filler kind of thing with the hard tricks. And I was like, oh, I can see a lot of filler. And Baron was basically said, well, don't you want the filler to be there? Because if it's just the hard tricks, then you don't have like a place for where you can follow. Almost like yeah, it's like I guess it's the whole argument. I don't know. It's like why like right now the idea is like in modern like pen spinning is like density, right? So that filler idea is completely like thrown away.
Right, yeah, and that is
so
not
it doesn't
appreciated.
Matter to people anymore in that sense because they're pursuing higher technical ability, I guess, and density is like an important part of it. But if you have familiar links or like links that most people can follow, it helps you have a point, like an anchor point or like a point of reference before you do something different, right? Or do something weird. Or like it's also a pacing tool, right? Because you do something that everyone knows of, and then you all of a sudden you change it up into something weird or different. Like
Right.
it gives you bigger contrast between like a twisted Sonic to a sudden finger cross thing or
Right.
something,
Right. Right.
so you can tell like the difference a bit more better. So it can be used like a pacing tool as well.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
there
point.
is some problems that you can potentially say about Saltian spinning, but it's just like it's really hard to say because he's just doing something very different than anyone else has ever done. That's really what his spinning is really good at, is like just doing something that people don't really do at
Yeah,
all.
and
Right? And that's why
I
he's
like
getting
that.
so much attention, getting a lot of people really like what he's doing because of that.
Yeah, and I think it's really good for him because I think that's what he's aiming
Mhm.
for his spinning in general. But there's a concept between like, or a opposition, an opposition between the good-looking spinning and a hard-looking spinning, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said before, like you kind of have to sacrifice one another just to like demonstrate
Hmm.
like which side you're on. So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have no
Yeah.
problem with it. I just enjoy spinning. Looking at spinning in general.
I think it's
So
impressive. It's obviously not what I look at. It's not
right,
like what I
yeah,
really want to watch all the time for me personally, obviously. Like I don't really
right.
watch technical spinning all the time. That's not really my thing. But it's cool.
Yeah, it's the same with me watching ISOC stuff, where it's like it's very
Hmm.
flashy and a lot of aerials, like weird cardioids and stuff. Like I like watching it, but it doesn't mean like I'll follow, right? So
Hmm.
it's the same thing with that.
Also, I'm just like such an asshole when it comes to execution. So every time I see like, it's already hard enough to do certain tricks, right? And it's like such a bad thing to say. It's like these people are doing such hard stuff, and we're just like, oh, the execution's bad. Like it's just like,
Yeah,
well, it's hard.
I've seen
Like what you can do.
some
I
recent
just can't help it
combos.
though,
Yeah,
because that's what I look for, and that's what I really like seeing is really good execution. So
yeah,
like when I see Isaac, his execution has like, don't get me wrong, his execution has gotten a lot better before since like a long time ago, right?
right, right. Of
His
course, yeah.
execution is a lot better now, and I like it way better than it used to be. But you can see this certain like shakiness or like this certain like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, stiffness that I notice when he does like his combos, and that's what I really see a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
time in his spinning. That's not really
To
easily avoidable, really. So
now it seems more like it seems more like an iconic thing that I look when I
oh
look at
yeah,
Isaac, and it's like, oh, okay, he's trembling right here, and that's what he's
yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to do. It's kind of fun to watch
I
that as
just
well.
yeah, I don't know. I don't see it that way just because I'm like
Yeah,
execution, full on
yeah,
execution
yeah,
person. I'm
yeah.
just like,
I know.
oh, here's a mistake here, there's a mistake there. I'm like, I can't help but do that. It's
Uh,
just like it's what I'm tuned to look for,
right,
right? Because I
right.
watch all these like JB and Korean spinners, so I'm just like, I have to look at this. Watch Kabu too much, and you're just like, everything's
Yeah,
perfect. Well, Kabu's not
consistency.
always perfect, obviously. A lot of spinners aren't always perfect, but you know, um,
Yeah,
yeah. You see, I just can't help but see all that stuff. I'm like, oh, he shakes over here, like it looks awkward over here, like it doesn't look like he intended it to this way, or like it didn't flow right here. I can't help it, man. I'm such an asshole when it comes to that. I don't know. I feel like asshole's the wrong word. I'm just like saying that just to, but like I'm just very like, um, what is it like?
picky.
I don't know, picky about it. I guess
Mm,
I'm very picky about execution. Very like aware of like execution in general.
yeah,
So I'm looking for that specifically.
yeah. I mean, for me, it's slightly different.
Hmm.
I I like innovative ideas,
Hmm.
and when they become less innovative, like with fishtails and all the
Hmm.
new stuff, once they become so popular, they're not like new anymore. They're not novel
Yeah,
anymore,
I
right?
get you. I feel that too. I feel
Yeah,
that too. Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's what I
I,
really like to look for in certain
yeah,
linkages.
obviously I care about material as well. Like it's not to say like execution is the only thing, but execution is one of the few things I'm good at judging.
Yeah.
I'm not good at judging very many things, so that's one of the few things I can say that I'm fairly confident in judging. So yeah, it's just
Yeah. I mean, what I'm saying is that I like watching new stuff, but
mhm.
I study like older stuff.
Yeah.
I
It's funny because a lot of the new stuff comes from older stuff,
they're all they're all
right? Because technically, I know Saltian's doing different stuff, but technically, Finger Crossing came from like Fratlum and like Freeman. That was like a long time ago.
and more contemporary
Yeah.
syrup, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, they all come from somewhere, derived from somewhere, right? So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I mean that should wrap up the conversation today. I'm gonna switch
Yep.
the outro
Cool.
and stretched for a bit. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you everyone for watching and hanging out, guys.
Yeah, it's been
It's been a good time talking to you guys about this, and yeah, I actually had a lot of fun with this podcast.
yeah,
It's
and
good.
I'm glad like every single outro, like whenever we finish the podcast, I feel like, oh my god, I was so inspired. I was so like
Really?
motivated to do this, right? And that's the main purpose I had in mind.
That's
in the
your main
beginning.
milestone. Your milestone.
And every single time we do it, it's like, okay, another episode is done.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Two more left.
Yeah. And
Two more
I'm
left.
glad. Thanks for the pod. I got film. People
Yeah.
are filming all the time now.
All right, I'll sign us off and yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Yes, you are late, Sepala. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you guys for watching, hanging out with us. It was a lot of fun. Hope you guys see us next time on next month and on this in December. If you'd like to see when we next stream, probably be next month on a Saturday as usual because Akai is busy on the weekdays. So
Yeah.
yeah, give the channel a subscribe or take a look at the video description for any of the Twitter accounts or social media accounts. We usually post announcements there, but our YouTube channel, we will usually schedule it first, so you'll see it first if you subscribe, and you should be able to see everything. But also, of course, we'll post it on the workshop and all that stuff. So thank you guys so much, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
See you next time, I guess.
see ya. And you don't have to sub, but do go watch the older videos.
What do you think? Oh, like you can watch like the older
Yeah.
podcasts and stuff.
Watch
Yeah.
the previous ones.
Yeah, if you haven't seen all the podcasts, you can also go watch all of them because we're almost to 12 episodes, right? There's lots of stuff to watch there.
We tried so hard to come up with the ideas. It's like, okay, go watch the older ones.
Go watch the old ones. I think people like the combo structure. That's one of the best ones. I think people really enjoyed that one.
I enjoyed every one of them. It's okay. See ya, and good luck to those who are filming. Right?
Yes, for sure. Good luck to you guys filming.
We
Take
know
breaks
it's
if
a
you have
struggle.
to. We know the struggle. Yes.
Yeah. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Have a good night. Have a good day.
Alright.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Wait, we're not on cam.
Oh, we're not.
All right, and